Tonight, joining us from the Hill, John Solomon and Fox News investigative reporter, contributor Sara Carter. John, we'll begin with you. Let's talk about this new development. This is massive tonight. Put a lot of emphasis, goes slow, it gets complicated. Yeah, no, it is. I think the bottom line is simple, though. Months after Christopher Steele was discredited and terminated by the FBI because he leaked to the media a major violation of human source intelligence rules, there was an effort underway by him with his buddy, Bruce Orr, at that time a top deputy to Rod Rosenstein, to try to get him back into the FBI's good graces and to possibly get him working, re-engaged, it says, is the word used in these emails, with special counsel Mueller. Now, it doesn't appear in these things that we can prove they ever got to Mueller, but the mere fact that a senior Justice Department official was trying to get a discredited partisan intelligence source back onto the case tells you all you need to know about this case. This is not the way counterintelligence is normally done in the FBI. Career people vet sources carefully. They manage them carefully. They double and triple check their authenticity and their accuracy. Here, we turned a blind eye to their partisanship, to their inaccuracy in their documents, and we're still trying to get them in the investigation a year later. That is what's wrong with this FBI investigation. And this episode is one of the strongest parts. The FBI is talking to Orr. They know this is going on. Someone has to come clean in the FBI and describe. Let's slow it down. Yeah. So not only did Hillary and the DNC pay Orr, 11 payments by the FBI to Orr. He's fired. So not for this case. That's important to note. Those payments are not for this case. They're for other work he did. Understood. But he's still paying the guy. You know, money came from him. Understood. That's right. Steele now hates Trump like Strzok and Page, correct? He does. He does. Steele even admits under oath in Great Britain, yeah, I have no idea if this is true. This is raw intelligence because he was risking perjury. So he tries to get Trump. The American people were fed by him. Hillary paid for it. Lies because they wanted to influence the American people with Russian lies that she paid for, correct? Yes, there's no doubt. And after the president, this is an important point. Go ahead. And then after the election, they're trying to drag him back in through the fourth highest ranking Justice Department official, whose wife, incidentally, we know she worked for Fusion GPS, but we believe on the phony Russian dossier. And they're trying to bring him back because after Trump won and his dossier lies didn't work, then they were trying to take out the president with more Russian lies, correct? The only reason to bring Christopher Steele back into the investigation that we can see in these documents is to sustain an inaccurate narrative in the public domain that they had this extraordinary evidence against President Trump that he was colluding with Russia. And as you know, James Comey said it wasn't there. No one's presented it since that time of any evidence that the president colluded with Russia. It was a political effort, not a counterintelligence effort. Sarah, your report is also blockbuster tonight, that they're literally these documents that we now have written by Orr 2 weeks after the 2016 election. Remember, those documents were designed to defeat Trump. It didn't work. But now they're going back. Now they're trying to use it post-election. Notes from Strzok and Page have many lawmakers and investigators and other documents. FBI had a back-channel investigation they never revealed. Tell us what you found.
Well, they never revealed it to the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, and this is essential, Sean, because they violated it. They withheld exculpatory evidence that the judges should have known about. Also, the documents reveal something very important. These are law enforcement sensitive documents. These are memos written by Bruce Orr himself. And on November 21st, he apparently either met with or spoke with Lisa Page. Remember, she's the general counsel for former Deputy Director Andrew McCabe. She also with Peter Strzok, her paramour, lover. And so when you look at all of this, and Joe Pientka, who was an FBI agent, was the same one that interviewed General Michael Flynn with Peter Strzok. This is so important because in that note to himself, basically that memorandum, he also mentioned Paul Manafort, that they were moving forward against Paul Manafort. And that's essential here because he couldn't move forward against Trump. They could move forward against Manafort. But he did note, I would contact Christopher Steele. He basically noted to himself to contact Steele. So what was he doing with Lisa Page, Peter Strzok, and Joe Pientka? What was this DOJ official doing, and why was this not disclosed to the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court? I think those are the most essential questions that need to be answered.
Okay, now let's explain in your words, Sarah, then we'll give John a chance. Explain in your words what this was all about. In other words, there were the top people at the FBI. We can go to Comey, we can go to the deputy FBI director who's been fired and may ultimately end up indicted. And then we've got Strzok, and then we got Page, and then we got all of this going on. Now Bruce Orr and Nellie Orr, they seem to be much more involved than we knew up until this point. Explain how this was all about defeating Trump and then destroying Trump.
That was it, Sean. This was about either destroying Trump before he could be, the president of the United States, ruining him before there was even an opportunity. And if he did become president, which he did, taking down a duly elected president. That was what they were working for. That is what they continued to do. And that is what they were semi-successful at, because what they got, the end result, Comey got it when they appointed special counsel Robert Mueller, based on this evidence. And they also got it with the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court.
And Steele was trying to get to Mueller through Bruce Orr.
That's absolutely correct.
Now, according to both of you, you're both telling me there's still a lot more to come. John, you're shaking your head. So did they get to Mueller? And the fact, it seems like they connected based on these emails we have.
Yeah, I don't want to go that far. I think the FBI was receiving information during the time Special Counsel Mueller is in charge of the investigation from Steele. It is not clear that Peter Strzok or the other FBI agents told that to Mueller. We know Peter Strzok had interviews as late as the summer of 2017 with the FBI with or getting Steele's information. So it definitely made it into Mueller's investigation.
All right, I'm just out of time. Thank you both.